Uh-oh, we're live. Now, the big question is, will New Hampshire internet work, or will it work for everybody else except for people who don't know how to work internet? There's no telling, really, but it looks like the guest is actually able to arrive. There he is! And I can't hear
I'm
you.
in the show
Oh,
now.
there you are. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, I keep it turned off. You know, you have to keep your mic turned off because you never know what's actually going to show up anywhere. So
Robert Stern's here. Carlos Phoenix is here. Robert had a big old social media live broadcasting day yesterday. Robert, you need a Sony wireless lav microphone. That would have been great to be able to hear you without having to crank the volume all the way up. My neighbors heard you.
right. Well,
But anyway, good for you. Let's share this out, folks. I need to share this over to who do we include today? Do we include the Live Talk Nation people? I think I put it in there.
yeah, let's put it in there. Why not? I mean, why not? Right?
Okay. It's real easy. All you got to do is go to Facebook Live, fblive.davidvaughn.live, and you'll be right there. See how that works? So, you didn't have to make us only listen to you this morning. You probably could have used video. You're actually coming through pretty loud and clear.
That's incredible. Incroyable, as they would say.
I think it's more because you're not in charge of the interwebs. I'm actually in charge of the interwebs.
Oh, is that what it is?
And
I didn't send my my weekly taxation
yeah,
membership dues or whatever it might be, or something like that. Yeah. No, I am up to this point. I was 1 for 3 for actually being able to broadcast, and so I just said, let's try audio only because it takes up a lot less bandwidth. Now, I don't know the numbers exactly, but I do know that it worked and it was fun, and I actually enjoyed it, and I got to drink coffee. Actually, no, I felt like I couldn't drink as much coffee because I felt like you would hear everything. But what do I?
Well, yeah, we probably would, because either you were using a headset or you were using the onboard mic. I still don't have access, or at least I didn't the other day, have access on my iPhone. So in order for me to be able to use Facebook Live, I have to dust off the Nexus 7 2013 edition.
Excellent.
Use that. The one time that Android users actually did something first, it's got to be something cool like audio. I'm actually excited for it.
All right, so I've got some questions for you.
Yes, no,
What's
I
going
did
on
not
with
inhale, and that was actually a ketchup stain, not what you're thinking.
No. Okay, good. Then I don't need to explain it to the authority. All right. So, and I'm just trying to move my phone out of the way so I can actually.
Not even looking at you. I'm still trying to share.
Okay. What is going on with BeLive? Are they at the paid tier level now? Are there options now where you get to pay to
I don't think they
do
are
some customizing yet, or where?
I don't think they are.
Okay.
I'm not really probably the all-knowing of everything BeLive, because they like to exclude me from stuff like betas. But I know that that's coming. I have joined up in being a mentor, which is kind of scary, in the BeLive in 5 mentorship program, where we can help you be live in 5 simple steps in 5 easy minutes. And I know that as a mentor, I am supposed to be able to access a certain tier once it becomes available. But I don't even have access to screen sharing or anything. So as far as I know, BeLive is still doing their BeLive thing.
Okay.
Now, we had an interesting episode earlier this week. I was late because I was out driving. and on the LVS 17 episode that Stephen Healy and I do, but I was able to join, and Alex Kruglov from the CEO of Smile Time was there.
Nice. And
I asked a question, and I think this is an interesting question. A couple of people actually chimed in later on the video. Since Blab and the explosion that Blab had, so there was Meerkat and Periscope, and a lot of people were interested in that and doing that. And then Blab came about, and a whole lot of people came out of the woodworks that we weren't used to seeing on either Meerkat or Periscope or any of the other platforms that we might have seen them on, Google Hangouts or whatever. And then when Blab imploded, we all tried to frantically find a new home to go live in. So we tried Huzza. That didn't work out. We tried Fire Talk. That didn't work out. But as each new platform came, it was like we scattered more and more. Less and less of us that had been doing a lot of different episodes were there. And so my question was, where did everybody go? Did people determine that they weren't actually getting stuff out of it? And the reason I was asking is that, you could go to Blab and you'd see a lot of different broadcasts going on at the time. Honestly, out of everything that's available, Smile Time is really the only platform that's kind of, and I know there's WikiKey, and I haven't been back to WikiKey in a long time. When I got the Blab After Dark vibe, the last time I was there, I said, no, I need to stay away from here for a while. And I don't know if it's improved or not, so it may have. But Smile Time, is really the only Blab-esque type environment. In Blab, we didn't have broadcasting to Facebook or YouTube or any other platforms. And it just seems like, where did everybody go? Because you don't see that many Smilecast shows, broadcasts, whatever you want to call it, happening at the same time. Jonathan, what are your thoughts on where everybody went?
I think there's a couple things that happened. I think that a good majority of those that were easily and quickly broadcasting stopped. I think that a good majority of people that were actually making content because it was free and it was actually very easy to get online, they just stopped. They couldn't do the show format that they wanted, or they went back to what they had originally done, which would, I think at that point, would have only been a Periscope. And now there's, Facebook Live and things like this, but because of a lot more of the algorithm of things, with Blab, there was no algorithm. It was you follow them or you don't. You either see them there because they're there or you don't. And so what I think happened to a lot of people, I think they just actually stopped broadcasting. A good bunch of others, they did go around. They were on, Fire Talk, Huzzah. What were some Smile Time, and now Be Live has a good healthy set of more popular shows. Facebook Live has really kind of taken over. But again, I don't get, even though I follow a lot of different pages or things like this, I actually don't get to see a lot of them because of the algorithm within Facebook. I can't do it. Facebook doesn't actually show it to me.
Way for people to be able to fix that. There is a way for you to be able to see every single post that a page group puts out, no matter what. There is a way to fix it.
Do you have a video on that by any chance?
We have a video on that. You can go to davidvaughn.tv and you can actually see that video. And there goes Chewy chiming in. And I'll put the link for that in the comments here when I can find it. And I agree. I think, once, there was Blue Jeans. Let's not leave them out. There was Crowdcast, and that still kind of exists, I guess. I think Crowdcast still exists. I don't even know if anybody still uses that.
I will say this, Crowdcast is very consistent, and it works.
Yep.
I want to say every time, but it does. Hi, Eileen. It's good to see you. And Carlos and Steven and Crystal and Allison, and I don't know. That's all who shows up on my thing. So
it is. Let's see. And I don't want to. act like I'm ignoring the comments. So to answer Jonathan's question earlier, tier program, Robert C. Stern says, announcing next week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so good for them that they're at a level that they can announce that. Carlos Phoenix says that requires a mentor. Carlos, not everybody is quick. And that's a mentality that we have to make sure we recognize, is that not everybody knows what to do or not to freeze up. And I'll get to some of the other. Here's what I think. I think that a lot of people, present company excluded, and that includes the audience. And if you believe that, I've got a patch of land in South Florida to sell. No, I'm not really calling out any names. I just think that a lot of people didn't like the multi-format because it gets kind of out of control. Some people don't know how to control. Some people don't know how to host. And so when you're in a mini to one or a mini to mini or whatever you want to call it, like a blab or a smile time or something, where a lot of people are on screen at the same time, you're not the only voice being heard. And so that means that you and your selfish message might not get heard by everybody. I think that a lot of people enjoy the one to many type format. And then I think there was a lot of stuff that, people were like, well, my peeps are on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That may be true. Periscope is still alive and kicking very well. So, and Twitter is aggressively going after live video as well. Mm-hmm. My big problem still with Facebook is that they suck at video. They really do. And there is nobody that can sit there and provide an argument otherwise. I don't think that they have a lot still invested in it. It's not that they're not trying or that they won't one day, but it still sucks right now. Mm-hmm. And, so when you started out on Blab and you came over on Blab and you loved Blab, and this will probably be the only time this year I say that word that many times, and now you're not using something that can do something. And I'm not really trying to shove like a particular platform. I'm not trying to shove Smile Time or anything else down somebody's throat. Do what you want. I'm just wondering where everybody went. I found it very, very interesting. So.
And that's why, I've through just a bunch of different between Facebook groups and it's not just like Live Talk Nation or anything like this, but through a bunch of different Facebook groups, I was able to kind of keep tabs on some people and watch some of their shows. But that's why I think the vast majority of people stopped doing live video. They just didn't do it anymore. It was too hard, or it didn't serve the needs, or things like this, or that was one of the big things with Blue Jeans, is that it was too complicated. Crowdcast had too many features. It was too hard. That's what people loved about Blab, is that it was, you go to the website, you click the button, and then you were live. It was that simple. They really, that if anything they did really well, it was that. It was so simple. But now we're kind of past that. I'm going to say it like this. I think we're past that. Just, we have to make it so simple or nobody's going to do it. Yes, that option's there, but people understand now what live video is. I don't think there's really very many people that haven't heard or seen a live video. But when they make it, when you can't do this, like what we're doing here, and for the time being with Be Live, that you can bring in people and it's the talk show format and all this kind of stuff. I don't one, we know that next week or from this date, so this is Friday, so this coming week, I guess, we're going to be seeing what the new tier levels for Be Live are. And how long those things are going to stay free, or what's going to stay. Because that kind of reminds me of Fire Talk. Except I think they're rolling it out the right way. They're letting you know beforehand. So
they have made no the big difference between Be Live and Fire Talk is, one, Be Live has consistently, at least for the last few months, stated, there are going to be tiers. There's going to be a free. But things that you might have gotten used to may no longer be free anymore. And honestly, for some of the things that they're doing with everything that's required on the back end, hey, they've got to get their money somewhere. Yep. And if they can't throw ads into it because it's a violation of whoever's policy, then that's going to happen. But Fire Talk just didn't tell us that crap just showed up. And then they wanted to charge a really stupid price for a level. And we were like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No. And it, halfway worked and halfway. And honestly, the platform now, nobody's on it except for like BizChicks do, BizChicks
Mm-hmm.
Live.
Yep.
And honestly, sometimes the platform still has problems. I mean, and they're like the only thing that's broadcasting, I'm sure, on there. So.
So what was I was thinking of? I was just thinking of of somebody else that was that broadcasts out. I was trying to think. The name just slipped my mind. Who actually still use Fire Talk? I know there's a couple.
Healy will go live for 10 minutes every once in a while, and I think he just does it to play around.
It's ridiculous. But who is the big winner? If there was one big winner out of this live stream shuffle, I've got one company that I think no matter how you slice it, I think they won. Do you know who that is? What's the one company that won?
The one company that won.
There's one live stream platform company that won. It's Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
How did Huzzah win?
They got bought. Are you kidding me? That was the exit strategy that they were looking for.
Right. They got purchased by who?
It's not Patreon.
No, not Patreon.
They get purchased by Kickstarter?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get now the thing that they grew and that they, kind of eked along and put it out. Now that is living on, and everybody, now can use that tech. And those guys, I think for them, those two guys, I think they won. That was a win for them, and I was glad to see.
I see you in the lobby. I'll bring you on in just a moment. I'm not ignoring you.
So I think it was a smart move, and I think it was just the right time for them, going there. So anyway. That was my thought on that.
Well, that's a good segue. Let's bring a third party on and get some input from this.
I love how you never tell who it is, and it's because I can't see the green room. It's always a surprise. You're like, let's bring this person on.
Who it was. You just weren't listening. You were so engrossed in what you were saying that you couldn't tell that Paul was coming on. Good.
Paul, there we
Paul,
go.
how are you?
Hey,
Love
David.
The hat.
Thank you.
The hat.
It's covering up a bad haircut.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I need one. Anyway, good morning. Just listening. Interesting. I just want to know whatever happened to Google Hangouts, because they still work great and they never really caught on, and they have so many features. Why did they buy the buy?
I think that it's still there. It's been reduced greatly, but Google's had other things that it wanted to do. A lot of what the core services they moved into YouTube Live, but they did remove the multi-person arena away. And Google Hangouts really was kind of the multi-person arena in the original beginning, and it worked, and they did things very well. Google just decided, and that's one of the dangers about building your castle in sand, is that it will sink because they will definitely shift sand. Facebook could do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You never know, and so it just kind of stopped being used as a primary type target, mostly because Google started reducing what it wanted. It's going for different types of experiences. So. Thank God Amazon hasn't come up with something yet. Oh wait, there's Chime.
And you can post. We could put Jonathan Tripp Live or Talk Social News. We could put that onto Amazon.
Yes,
you can. I just don't have the time or the resources to make closed caption for the whole broadcast. Are you serious? Like that right there is the dividing line, as it were.
The closed caption is? Oh,
Closed
I'm
caption.
sorry,
That
I
is a
missed whole bunch
huge
of-
requirement. Yeah.
Let's go through some of these comments. By the way, people, share this out if you haven't shared it out. I'm continuously, that's what I'm doing. I'm not ignoring any of you. I'm just trying to share this to some other people. And I still haven't gone to the Be Livers group. Now, Paul, do you miss Blab?
Yeah, I do actually. It's kind of interesting. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of friends there. They had a robust social platform with the Twitter integration, which was great. And I still have my Blab Twitter group, which is pretty sizable. And I know that Wikiki is trying to jump in and fill the Blab void, but they just don't have the rich set of features. They have a bare bones set of features, but that's the direction they're kind of moving in. But they've got to step it up with the features.
Yeah. Well, and not to take anything away. I mean, we are talking about, as far as I know, at least in the beginning, it was the two people, and they did build a sturdy and interesting platform within a matter of weeks, and it's just them, and there's no fund. I know that they're accepting funding. I think they were even going to do like a business tier. I don't know if they're doing that yet or not, to try and fund the product. Yeah, but it would be hard. It would be very, very hard to try and reproduce what Blab offered from scratch, especially if there's only two of you coding it out, because Blab did not build anything. Blab purchased. They bought TalkBox, and all they did was go in and figure out what features of TalkBox they wanted to turn on. So they didn't actually, do anything magnanimous except offer the platform and kind of take all the bits and pieces and push them.
You mean the map feature that was in TalkBox?
What?
The map feature? Telling where everybody was around the world.
Oh yeah, that was great. As soon as they took away gifts, it was pretty much signing their death.
I know you dropped off after that. It was
that was it. I was done. If I couldn't gift comment, then that was it. I was done.
I mean, 5 minutes in the box and no gifts. I mean,
come on.
What's the point?
So what's the status of Blab? Is it up for sale?
Oh no, it's gone. They just TalkBox is a licensing software, whatever. And so
I want
you could go purchase the exact same thing that they had. You pay licenses. The licensing works, I think, in two ways. It works in the number of viewers, and it also works in the number of people that are broadcasting or on camera or something of that nature. And it got really expensive. What we found out is that we were all just guinea pigs of Blab's way. And they decided to just gas the entire chamber and start over again with a whole new set of guinea pigs.
So how much would a TalkBox license cost?
Oh, I have no idea. That's stuff that I don't really care about. So I don't know. But you can look at it.
I don't know that, but I want you to
something like that.
You think of Blab like Be Live, okay? Blab only works because of TalkBox. Be Live only broadcasts to Facebook because of Facebook.
Yeah, we've
already seen a couple. Haven't we seen a couple of services kind of get turned off, or kind of they can't? Didn't vMix have a problem broadcasting lately? One of their newest updates, and I know that's a software, broadcasting production software. But
honestly, that would be a Leland Best question, because he is all things expert on vMix as far as I know. Otherwise, I don't know, because it's a Windows platform type deal. So
right, and so I guess my point is that when you're using a service, whether it's Blab or Be Live, it's dependent on what actually powers the video through. In this case, it's the power of Be Live is because of Facebook, and the power of Blab was because of TalkBox. I think the real difference is I don't think that Be Live is paying Facebook anything. I don't think so.
No, they're simply using the API.
They're just
and I can tell you that Facebook is getting more stricter, I guess,
much more stricter.
however you want it, on approving access to the API for your app. And I am saying this because there is going to be a new entrant into being able to broadcast to the Facebook Live community arena. And it will be coming fairly soon, but one of the things that has been holding them up, that used to be really, really easy, was getting the app approved on the API. Now, they're still doing lots of testing and everything. But I can tell everyone that particular platform that is coming, and I'm not going to say any more, but you will see me show it off when I get beta access to it.
Oh, go ahead and say more.
That's supposed to come. Nope, I'm not going to say any more. Because otherwise everybody's going to sit there and run the comments with stuff, and it's not available yet. I mean, when I get beta access, I don't even think I'm going to have access to the Facebook Live portion of it, just because they're still testing. But anyway, for all you people who like to screen share and use Facebook Live as a webinar tool and everything of that nature, oh wow, and have multiple people on the camera, just wait. It is going to be fabulous. And
any idea on the time frame?
Next couple months, I would say. And it's probably going to be a lot sooner than that. They are expecting the release in July.
So like September.
No, I don't think so. These guys have been very, very aggressive in their development, and they have, they're not new.
Yeah.
And they've already got an existing product, so they've got people on hand. And the beta portion of it that all works and works great. It's just being able to take it and choose between, where you want to broadcast to, and one of those being Facebook. Personally, I was like, well, hey, why not just include Periscope to it as well? Because that would be really cool. Or, anyway.
What about just Twitter Live?
Yeah, Twitter Live. Or Snapchat. Snapchat Live. Snapchat Live is coming.
No. LinkedIn Live.
LinkedIn.
Boom.
MySpace Live. It's coming back, damn it. And it's going to bring Friendster with it. Anyway,
Carlos Phoenix knows who it is.
The marketing portion of it and of live video and want to use that, that's great. But again, Facebook still sucks at video. When you record to Facebook only, so you broadcast and let the Facebook recording be, if people are viewing in Facebook, it looks great. Sounds great. But if you download it, you don't get an HD version. You get a single channel audio version. And all that kind of sucks. I don't know.
Carlos Phoenix knows who it is, he says. So Carlos
Phoenix knows who it is? Good.
I'm waiting for the leak, Carlos. Leak it out, man.
Well, that's okay. Now we can just screenshot this, and now he's the leak.
That's right.
That's all there is. So we can name whatever it is, and then just put Carlos's name on it.
Yeah, you need a leaker.
Facebook has limited access, HD access. Exactly. I would love to be able to download the videos that I do, and have it be in a actual HD. And I'm not talking about 1080p. I'm not talking about 4K. Just give me 720.
No, I want 1080.
But that is resource intensive.
Yeah, it is.
And so, here's one of the reasons why it doesn't happen. 1.7 billion potential, not that many people are doing it, potential people broadcasting live on Facebook. Imagine the size of servers that they would have to just to house the videos that are there. Because as far as I know right now, the videos are there forever. It's like any other video. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. And by the way, I did pin I think I pinned the link. If anybody else wants to join on camera as well, you are more than welcome to. Right now we've got Paul with the awesome hat. We've got Jonathan Tripp with the flat hair. Apparently they don't sell his type of moose up in New Hampshire. So, The rocking chair in the back really does it for me, though. And then we've got, me. But I'm nobody. Who am I? Let's go through some of these comments real quick, because I'm ignoring people. There's been tons of comments. I want to thank everyone that's been here, been here, whatever. So let's start down at the very, very... Let's see, where are we going? Zevzan, who was watching, said, BeLive TV is about to launch for paid, I think. Yep, we answered that. Carlos Phoenix says they have so much trouble, and I have no idea now what they're talking about. Sorry that we're getting to these comments late. Isn't this the fun portion? Zevzan, Google Hangouts. Boom. I came from that generation. Yo. She did. So did Mia Voss. So did Eileen. So did Pat Durham. There's a lot of people. Chef Dennis, who I don't see much anymore. I really enjoyed Chef Dennis when he was on Blab. Let's see. Now, this is if I could pin that up there forever, I would pin that up there forever. Could live streaming be a fad? I think here's my response to that. Yes, the way that the 99% of people use it is a fad. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably one reason we saw a lot of people disappear from the radar for the reasons I stated before. Basically, the many on camera at the same time was neat, but now you can't just hear me and what I have to sell. By the way, do we have any Grant Cardone fans in the audience? I'll let you know why I'm asking that soon. And I am not a Grant Cardone fan. And if you know me, you know I am not a Grant Cardone fan. Freaking snake water salesman. Let's see. So Eileen Smith, who was watching us earlier, but is probably already left, says, hi, guys. Carlos Phoenix, appropriately renamed Crowdcast Crow Recast, needs to make it fill the screen. Allison Graham, hi. Thanks for joining. Eileen says, the link that I posted didn't work. It's probably you. It's not me. So you are on BeLive TV, but I found you on Facebook. Allison, if you're still there, that is because we're using BeLive TV. There is actually no central location for BeLive TV that you could just go watch BeLive TV, except in the app, right? You can go watch in the app. Mm-hmm. You used to be able to go watch in the app, but not online. I find live streaming so confusing now. The easy days of Blab seem of fond memory. Allison, you know what? You need to come find the BeLive N5 mentor group, and we can get you on, and you'll see how easy it actually is. Lindsay Badger, good morning. PopX Cast. Eileen Smith is a little confused. See, we are way back in comments.
That's like.
Let's catch up a little bit. Let's go a little past.
Welcome to the show,
Jonathan. I have no idea what he's talking about. Then there was this guy named Paul. He said Blab code is open source, right? Nope, it wasn't.
No. But it's obtainable.
Yeah, you can go purchase it. Paul, you were asking about the cost and everything. Here's the thing. If you remember Fire Talk and what happened with that platform, at one time Fire Talk offered the multi-format and chat and all this type of stuff. And all of a sudden they wanted to charge you and reduced the free tier to 10 minutes a day. And that's because they use TalkBox. And they found out how expensive it can get really, really quick because everybody started coming over there. We mostly blame Jonathan.
What's that happens when you broadcast every day? You just use up so much of the resources.
Eileen Smith says, David Vaughn, I agree that Facebook video isn't great, but that is only when you compare it to YouTube. Yeah, and that's still not an excuse because I'm sorry, YouTube set a bar. And they continually raise the bar, and all these other platforms need to catch up. Allison Graham said she totally agrees with me. See, that's all it is. And I know they're going by really fast. Carlos Phoenix said, well, none of the other platforms outside of Blab promote the shows. No, they don't. And I think that's one of the big issues is discoverability. And we have consistently, with every type of platform, sat there and said discoverability, discoverability, discoverability. Even Be Live TV needs discoverability. Crystal Horton. Hi, Crystal. Yes, that's what happened to me when Blab disappeared. I like the simplicity of it all, but failed to connect with individuals outside of Blab. And, that happened a lot when people did not build their list. Why? Because you shouldn't build your house on sand. And that's
I built a list of about 1,000 people on Blab on Twitter.
Awesome.
So I have a Twitter list of Blab people. So I'm waiting for some Blab-like interface to come along so I can go tell those 1,000 people, hey, here's something. Come back here.
Yeah, that's what Wikiki is. It essentially is. It's just the flavor isn't quite the same. They've done some updates. It doesn't have as much of the features, but they are keeping it so that it doesn't have some of those because it keeps the engagement real. And I know that, let's see here, Joe Burke and Lindsay Badger doing the PopX Cast. I know they do some of their stuff on that platform. And I mean, it's more about fun than it is about marketing. And I think that's one of the things that they were trying to initially get a following and a base for. But
yeah, it's a good platform. I even bought the T-shirt. Here it is, the T-shirt.
Nice. Oh, wow,
you were all in.
OG.
I'm all in.
Coach Jenny wants to know if I can get her in on the beta. Talk to me on the flip side, and we'll
sign up for his email list.
Talk to me on the slot. Or whatever that is. I don't even know how to say that correctly. Paul was definitely more invested in Wikiki than I was because I was not going to buy a T-shirt. Not that I was not impressed with everything that they were doing and everything, but I'm just cheap, and so it takes a lot for me to part.
It's a small price to pay. They need a lot more resources than buying a T-shirt, though.
Allison wants to know: do you download from BeLive TV and then repurpose on all the other channels? You cannot download anything from BeLive TV. They do not DVR any of the broadcasts out there. They do actually. You do have a way to see the history of your broadcast, but it's just showing you a link of the Facebook video post. Now, with that being said, Hani, repurpose.io, I'll put a link in the comments afterwards, will actually help you repurpose your content to lots of different places for you that you do from Facebook. So, oh my God. I'm sorry. I just got really distracted.
What some comment, right?
I thought I'd seen someone's box way too early in the morning, and we're gonna. Hey, you know what, Paul? I'm gonna swap you out real quick because we got another guest in the lobby, and I got to get this person.
See you guys later. Take care. Thanks for letting me in.
You can hang out with us down at the bottom. Thanks a lot for joining in and providing the comments, and keep on broadcasting.
All right.
Make sure you put any of your links in the comments down below. It's a free for all.
All right, we'll do. Take care.
See you, Paul. All right. So, I don't know if I need to introduce this individual. I'm not really going to introduce this individual. I wish they'd put their clothes back on, though. Oh, they dropped off as soon as they came on. Did you even see who it was?
I did just see who it was. I never saw it here, but I saw it live. I did. I saw it for a brief fraction of a second.
That's what happens, folks, when you don't know how to live stream and you're still hanging on to the old days of Hangouts. But we'll try it again. You can wave all you want. Let's see if it actually works this time.
The show got dramatically better.
Hi, boys.
Look, my viewership just shot up.
Right. 20% increase.
It's Charlie and Mia in bed.
How are you guys doing?
Charlie and Mia in bed. That sounds like a dirty website.
I know. We're too tired to actually just sit up.
What are you tired? What have you guys been doing?
Somebody needs their CBD shot. CDB?
Right?
CBD, THB? I don't know. Anyway,
put you up on the pillow. Hold on.
THB.
Hi, guys.
Now we're getting propped up on the pillows. This show and its entire content just went to NSFW, so hide the kitties.
Bedhead, no makeup. We just thought we'd jump on and watch.
Oh my God! Hashtag bag eyes.
What did she say? I bag. It was I bag.
Bag eyes. There you go. That's who's joined us.
We did so much yesterday that I was like, I'm not doing my show today. I'm not gonna like formally talk to anybody except for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, you're not doing the box? You're not doing 5 minutes in the box?
What time is it?
You've got 48
6
minutes.
48
minutes until the box needs to come on. We need the box. Bag eyes.
I feel like I should be offended, but I'm not.
Hashtag uninfluencer. Let me change my
uninfluence. How do you uninfluence?
Oh, it's a whole thing.
Do I have to like?
Oh, Donna says she works
by or something like that.
Yeah. Is that you? You're the uninfluencer.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
do not want to influence anyone. Influencing is bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the devil influences.
Yeah. You get so irritated about influencers, don't you?
So Pat Murray is saying, "Oh my God, people in bed, not safe for work." LOL. Oh come on, we need your show. Yes, we do need. We need your box. So bring your box. There is just no way for me to talk clean when it involves your show. None.
You're the only person that does that. You know that, right?
I'm the only person that does that. I'm the only person that talks dirty. That talks dirty about being in your box for 5 minutes.
Oh, Carlos says we need to do a class on uninfluencing.
There you go.
Some need to do a master class on uninfluencing. I agree. So let's talk about Grant Cardone, because I know that Mia Voss is a huge Grant Cardone fan.
Did you see our comment about Charlie thinks Grant reminds him of, or he's a step below?
Where was it?
What was this?
Hey, I'm in my garage.
Hey, I'm in my garage, guy. You knew that is. What's his name? Ty Lopez.
Ty Lopez.
Oh, you love him.
Have you ever thought about investing?
Step below. I think that those are two inbred lovers is what's going on.
And they're probably cousins.
They probably are.
Inbred, yeah.
Probably.
Someone else put, what when you think of Ty Lopez, what do you think of? And the first thing that came to mind was the treadmill desk. That was the first thing. That was the first video I ever saw. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That is the second one. The first one I saw it and just kind of clicked through it, but it was the treadmill desk one. And then after that, I was like, who's this guy with the treadmill desk? And then I started seeing him like in his garage with all this like, I've got my like 18 Lamborghinis, but what I really want to show you is the $299, book I have on the bookshelf. I've got 8,000 of these, and I've read every single one of them this weekend.
And then he's always like, I'm in the house. I don't know where I am. So many rooms. I'm kind of lost.
So many rooms. I'm at the servants' quarters.
I think there's an elevator. I'm not sure. Right.
The ship's coming in from the west. No, I'm not going to go that far. I'll get banned or something like that. I'm sure Facebook will come in.
He talks about selling to sell. He sells selling.
Here's what I love. He's read so many books that his books are in his garage next to his Lamborghini and his Porsche. And he's read every single one of them several times.
Powerful possessions he has.
In the garage. I read all these books.
So Grant Cardone has been the subject of some stuff, and it got brought back up recently, and I had to giggle again. Apparently, he's trying to force people into Scientology that work for him.
What?
Oh.
Yes, Grant Cardone is a Scientologist. And the funny thing is they call it the L. Ron Hubbard training program. They don't ever mention Scientology. But and this is why research is an important thing. You need to understand that Dianetics is all about some Scientology people.
Is this the Tom Cruise influencer program?
These are actually people that work for him, and they refused to take part of the training, so they got fired. And so now they have the federal government looking at them
Good.
because of the EEOC or whatever it's called, the Equal
That's
Employment
an official
Opportunity.
religion, right? That's not like, it's not just a way of thinking. It's not just like a training program. Scientology, that's considered to be a religion, isn't that right?
It is a religion.
There's
It's a
problem.
cult.
Requiring people to do it then.
I'd say that's illegal. What do you guys say?
I don't know. It might be.
Sounds crazy. Call me crazy.
Hashtag call me crazy.
Carlos Phoenix comes up with the classic uninfluencer line, diabetics rocks.
I'm waiting for Carlos's class to come out on uninfluence. Right?
They worked hard at calling itself a religion. Eventually what they did is they got enough celebrities and enough money, because that's essentially what it is. You want to go to heaven, what tier do you want to go? Well, how much money are you willing to provide? Yeah.
I'll take like the copper tier.
Yeah.
It's just inside the door.
Right.
And on a slightly different note, and Mia, I talked about this a little bit this morning, because and you were the first person that actually I thought of in terms of, like, Instagram is now rolling out the sponsored or not the ad side, but the, hey, this post has been sponsored by like whatever, Volvo or Nike or something. Do you really see this as that's really going to impact your business, don't you think?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, because I know just from staying within guidelines, you have to say this is sponsored by, but of course that's if you get money. So yeah. Kind of like that. Where did you see that? That's cool.
I've seen, there's a couple of articles out, but but one I think probably a really easy read is go over to TechCrunch.
Okay.
They've got a really pretty easy read, but I mean, they're kind of their article is more of like catching up with what's already happened. That the like the FTC has already sent out letters and things like this, so they're making big news. But what Instagram's doing is now they're rolling out that sponsored by post. But actually, I actually think that's Instagram trying to make it easier for their influencers to actually post and comply, rather than like FTC just writing more rules and making it harder. I think Instagram's actually trying to make it easier.
You were murdering me with all those clicky catchphrases there.
I know, wasn't that good? He's an influencer.
The one thing I noticed last night, I was going through before going to bed, all the Instagram stuff, and you know how they have the little dashes at the top to see how many different stories they have. So Mia will have maybe 8 for the day. Gary Vee has about 15 for the day, and I swear to God, Grant Cardone had like 30 of them across the top.
Yeah, it's a swipe. It's not even you don't tap him, you swipe him.
Oh, yes. No, I haven't either.
I'm not even following him, so I wouldn't even. Who cares?
Are you
just because he talks about business stuff and investing, and the reason I don't like him is because he says go all in 100% on real estate, and that's not cool.
Yeah.
Well, he's let's be honest, and let me pop this up real quick because Allison's got a point. Here's the thing: we can laugh at them when they annoy, but they make so much money and they have so many followers. They are doing something right. Well, here's a couple things to that. And Eileen says that she's got to run. Love you, too. Bye, Eileen. Let's bring this back up real quick. So, here's one thing. So does Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's your version of right. That is a version of right.
That Donald Trump's got a lot of money.
Right.
He's got a lot of followers, and he's annoying. And lots of people poke fun at him. A lot of people don't like him either. But the big thing is, just because somebody's got a lot of followers doesn't mean anything, because those can be purchased. And if you really want to watch the numbers of the followers and the unfollows as they go along. I mean, if you're really going to be into that, followers doesn't mean anything. And the amount of money that he has, all it takes is a couple of times to sit there and swindle, or, is it really even his money? I mean,
He made a point, though. Carlos said it's probably a rental. A lot of people have said that. Like, you could rent anything. And back to Jonathan's point about it being sponsored, I think that's actually a way for some good housekeeping, because a lot of people say sponsored or ad or whatever, and that brand probably doesn't know about them, right?
So I'm gonna drop Jonathan off real quick just to show some. Jonathan, I'm gonna bring you right back up. So just hang out. But I want to, and here's the thing that I want to do, and I want to grab this too. So last year, I was really, really excited about my new purchase. And so I wanted to take a picture of it and share it with everybody. And there it is. There's my new purchase right there. Let me take that so that you can take the full thing in. All right, there I am. You can see exactly how happy I am with my new Lamborghini that I just purchased. And I love the color of orange. It really brought out the sparkle in my toenails.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of orange popsicle push-ups. That car. Jonathan, are you laughing at the toenails thing? Who knows what you're laughing at?
I've said this before. I am both shocked and amused by all of this. No, I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. I remember getting that picture, David.
I did it. Now that was in the parking lot, and the really funny thing is, this was last year at Disney World, when my son's 8th grade class went for their school field trip, and so we stayed at one of the Disney hotels. Now we did not stay at one of the really nice Disney hotels. This was a school field trip, so low budget.
Was this the Best Western?
No, it was actually on Disney. It was the rock and roll thing or something. It was, the one that was built in like 1830. And this car was in the parking lot, and I just laughed so hard. I'm like, I guess, if you want this type of car, then you're going to sacrifice the amenities that you stay at when you go to Disney. So I took a picture and I said, hey, here's my car. I got another one too. And I was 100 pounds heavier in that picture, it looks like. And that's the whole point, is that I can sit there, and this is what always makes me laugh with Ty Lopez. I'm like, who is that house that he sat there and he was like, hey, listen, you're not going to be here for a while. Can I take some videos in your house? And here's $50. Grant Cardone, while he does have an actual viable business that you can go search up, he's a snake water salesman. He is really, really good at whatever he did at one time.
Right.
But he says all the right buzzwords. Here's the thing, and it's not just him. There's lots of people out there like this. They will say all the right buzzwords. They will sit there and offer what you think is the greatest thing to sliced bread.
Right.
Water in the desert. But when you look at it, and there are only a few brave people that will start calling these people out. But when you look at it, they didn't come up with anything. They didn't create anything. And honestly, I don't even get into the whole create.
It's selling.
Yeah.
He literally tells how to sell. Yeah. And that's it. So we always say too, because I have a couple friends who are coaches, also like an influencer, right? But I love that. Don't look don't look at what there is selling. Look at who they've sold to. What have they done, right? You love how I'm in bed, like making these rants. This is my new show.
I love that and he left us alone with you, which is kind of dangerous. So.
He's right there. He can hear you.
He's making coffee.
He can hear and see me.
He actually is probably going to go heat up the coffee. That's his job in the morning. I'm like, honey, yelling at him, heat up the coffee. But you know what I'm saying to you guys, though? Like, so what is the people that have bought that? What have they done? What has been their performance? So that's kind of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Saying about funnel program, funnel to funnel, planning to plan.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I love the funnel programs on how to make very funnel program you are watching. Love the bed show. Yeah. Instead of the Asschat podcast show, we should just call this the bed show.
I'm laying down to cover up the floof. Like I have, apparently Jonathan's party floof came to my house.
Own the floof. Own it.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to. I'm trying to tame it right now. What else was I going to say? So can I tell you Grant Cardone's story?
Sure. Tell us a Grant Cardone story.
So he was here last year. A friend of mine somehow had gotten in. And I think it was because of some kind of like, what's that called? Multi-level marketing. Because I bet you love multi-level marketing.
Oh, I love now it depends on the corporation, but I love multi-level marketing.
Grant asked her out. No, he did not ask her out. So she had a program here, and he was one of the speakers. And something happened. The power went out, and the whole schedule got messed up. He was such a dick to the other speakers, and I was not surprised. Like I was like, what it was. Hey, you see how they treat other people when it's not on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And the other speaker, and the other speaker, instead of shortening her, she kept her time, and she was pretty influential as well. So he's kind of a dick about it. Sorry, can I say that? Because I already did.
No, yeah, there's no holds barred here. By the way, breaking news, just to throw something in that's not dealing with snake water salesman or Ty Lopez and his bookshelves. Apparently, if you live in the state of Massachusetts, and so we're just going to say New England because it's also small up there. You do not need to text anyone that they should go ahead and just die because you will be found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Michelle Carter, the 20-year-old, I think she was 18 at the time, has been found guilty of the involuntary manslaughter charge of the 2014 death of her boyfriend. Basically, she just told him, yeah, you should die.
But it's suicide, right?
Yeah, so he took his life. And then, there are probably better ways to do suicide if you're going to do suicide. I don't really recommend doing suicide. But a sure-proof fire way of doing it is suicide by cop, which is what James Hodgkinson found out the other day in D.C.
Trying to do something, waving a gun around.
The guy that shot the senator, or the congressman, the whip guy. He committed suicide by cop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Took a while.
Got it.
Yeah, hip shot. Probably didn't.
I just wanted to bring that in. And Carlos Phoenix wants me to bring up the breaking news that Amazon bought Whole Foods. Yes, they did.
Wow.
Amazon bought Whole Foods. The Whole Foods CEO is going to remain in his role. The headquarters for Whole Foods is going to remain in Austin, Texas. And Amazon is not changing the brand, and Whole Foods will continue to purchase. Now, if you believe this, again, I've got a lovely piece of land in South Florida to sell you. Amazon, Whole Foods will continue to source the product that its customers love from the same types of vendors, and Amazon will have no influence.
Yeah.
This is what this is. It's kind of interesting that the largest bookstore in the world that doesn't own an actual wall just bought walls. But if you're familiar with the story of the Amazon shopping store, whatever it's called, I think there's one in Portland or Seattle. There's only one where basically you can walk in and walk out. You never have to deal with anybody, and it's charged to your Amazon account and all that type of stuff. This is their foray into kicking Walmart's ass. And if you've listened to me before, Jeff Bezos, his whole sole purpose in life is to take out Walmart.
Hated it.
And they're still not profitable, right?
Who?
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon? No, Amazon's not profitable. But Whole Foods was.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a really good, easy, quick way to sit there and take out Walmart is to, just go buy some existing brick and mortars and say, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, well, that makes way more sense. Just buy.
Oh no, we don't have that here. But I tell you what, we've got so many Amazon distribution points in the country, and we're building more. That just press this button, and it'll actually be on your doorstep waiting for you before you get home.
It kind of reminds me of George Jetson, or maybe even The Fifth Element. Remember in The Fifth Element when she puts that little thing in the microwave, and then ding, a little chicken comes out.
Yeah. And you sit there and say, "Chicken good."
Thank you for knowing.
Every time I make chicken, I have chicken good come out of my mouth, and that was so awesome.
Yeah, I think of the dehydrated pizza from Back to the Future. I mean, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
It comes out like.
Have you seen The Fifth Element? This was you could pour out the size of peppercorns. She pours this into the plate. She sticks it in this thing. She presses a button. She opens the door back. I mean, it was like it was done bore she closed the door. And it's all chicken and vegetables and everything. It was so cool. They took Back to the Future's dehydrated pizza and 10x'd it.
All right,
that's what they did. They 10x'd it.
Nice throwback.
We're going to go see it at Red Rocks. So they do Film on the Rocks here. and they play movies at Red Rocks. So they have Fifth Element on Monday night.
This Monday.
That's fantastic.
So we're gonna feel badass.
And there
Will
won't
you
be
sit there and will you do an Instagram, Snapchat about chicken good when it happens, Mia?
Yes.
And please repurpose that to MySpace, Friendster, and Twitter.
Right. Yes, I will download the video with
Absolutely.
What's your Instagram that you don't believe in?
Instagram is the devil.
Instagram is the devil.
That's what he calls it. Instagram's awesome.
Instagram is the devil. You all don't believe me yet, but watch.
We all know it. We all know it.
Let's wind him up. Let's crank the crank on Dave. Why?
Because you're going to do that, and then you're going to leave, and then I'm going to be stuck with the uninformed.
Right. It's like getting the baby all wound up and handing it back. Here you go.
Jonathan's sales for his Instagram courses always seem to dip after he's been on my show.
They all do. I have 4 messages waiting for me right now. John, when's your Instagram class?
Is it on your landline?
Yes. I only accept faxed applications, though. Just to be clear.
Right. You got a call. Yeah.
Nice.
That's what we use to text.
That's part of your set, though, isn't it, Dave? Like, there's no cord to it.
Nope.
All right,
The whole thing.
Yeah, he just bought that on eBay.
Yeah.
I did not. It's still got my business cards in here from 1994.
That reminds me of the phone that they had in Weird Science. Or no, 16 Candles, when he's driving his dad's car. Wow. That's awesome. All right.
16 candles. All right, let's look at some of the comments. Lindsay Badger says, BS, hello, Amazon Fresh Growth. Yep.
We're going to do a show in 27 minutes. That's fine. Fine, we'll do a show.
27 minutes. You have the opportunity to go get Mia's box, so for 5 minutes or something like that. I don't know. It's Mia, talk about your damn show.
I don't know
what is it? Tell us about it.
5 minutes in the box. It's basically just random ranting.
Who's coming on the rant?
Let's come on the rant.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Jonathan's coming on. Jonathan already ran. I had to take your place last week, Jonathan, and that was
it was bad last week.
There are no Jonathan Tripp.
This week I did audio only, just for switching it up. That was kind of fun.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. Honestly, it took a lot of the pressure off, because all you have to do is just make sure you're speaking out the microphone. But I mean, you can be looking around, as opposed to like being on camera. You feel like you've got to, you've got eye contact.
Right? Yeah. Totally.
You can look different, and it's fun. It's good to switch it up.
It sounded good.
Thanks. It was just my sounded good sitting on my Archon mount.
He was sitting there in his moo.
It made Charlie laugh and cry. All right, boys, we're going to go. So we will see you later. That was fun.
Well, thanks for joining us, ladies.
Good to see you.
Maybe.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. See you later, bad guys.
All right, see ya. Bye.
And she's gone.
Yeah.
And now I'm left with, let's go back through some comments.
Yeah, run back.
Do you have any comments on anything that was said before? Viewership is still dropping here.
It's been an hour.
Getting lots of followers and making lots of money can always happen when you're doing something wrong. Yep, I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can also make lots of money and get lots of followers for doing something wrong. Yeah, Martin, what's his name? Yeah. Which, was part of the reason the Blab stopped working. And back to the Ty Lopez. My first thought with those ads, it's clearly not his house, so he broke in to do a video.
That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, we have to be really quiet. Shh, don't say anything loud. But these are all my cars. These are all my books. Buy my program.
Here's the unusual comment for the week. David, I take you so much more seriously now and promise to believe everything you say from now on. And I'm sure that was in reference to the fact that I showed my
the Lambo.
My Lambo. Yeah, let's pop that up. Yeah, there you go.
That was a great picture.
I enjoyed taking that picture.
Now you know. Now you know. I mean, this is
knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. See,
right.
I'm gonna bring that up every single time. Is Mia still watching? Mia, do you remember that? Did you watch the G.I. Joe cartoons? I know you did. You watched He-Man and She-Ra too, I bet.
It was G.I. Joe.
She probably still has her Battle Cat.
Who said Battle Cat?
Who said Battle Cat? Old Bag Eyes said Battle Cat. Cindy Harrison, we should do a showdown with Jonathan Tripp and David Vaughn. A showdown.
How do we do a showdown?
Do a showdown.
Yeah, it's a showdown, like.
Oh, a showdown! Like,
yeah, like a.
You want to go?
Yeah, at first, I was like, showdown. How do you do a showdown?
You can bring it. Just put on your big boy pants.
It's been brought.
I know that's not politically correct, so put on your big girl pants if you want.
Big person pants.
Big individual. Oh wait, now we're making fun of the larger individuals. So screw it. You might as well not even talk anymore. Yeah, everything offends somebody. I liked it, Jonathan Tripp. I only listened anyway at that earlier hour. I think that was in reference to, whoa, we must really be lagging.
No, the audio. No, she just posted that.
Oh, okay.
No, because we were just talking about just doing like the audio only. That's what that was talking about. It was fun.
For sure.
Lambo did it.
It did. And if you know me, that's not even a car that I would really want.
It's too low to the ground. It's too hard to get.
I am too much of a snob. Melissa wants us to get it right, boys. And I apologize for anybody that I offended by showing that comment when it just included boys. It should have been get it right, people. So,
get it right, validated individuals.
Work on that. Yes. Work on that. So what makes an influencer, Jonathan, on Facebook? What makes a person
I think we make this way too complicated. An influencer is just somebody that when they speak, other people listen. I mean, that's the basis. I mean, out of that, you get a whole bunch of other different subcategories, or, like pastors can be influencers, celebrities can be influencers, CEOs can be influencers, the jocks can be influencers, and I'm separating jocks from athletes just to be really super clear. Musicians can be influencers. I mean, all of these different things. So I'm just going to say, look, we've got all these things. Influencer is just somebody that encourages people to do something and people do it. Just keep it really super simple. That's all I'm saying.
So you want people to kiss it. Keep it super simple. Which is funny because originally KISS, have you ever heard of that in sales?
I've heard the band.
No, not the band. The acronym KISS.
Yes.
I don't know when it changed or when the non hurt my feelings by calling me stupid changed. But when I was originally taught this, it was keep it simple, stupid. And then, somewhere along the way, I think somebody got offended. But that's just typical human nature, right? Is that we're going to sit there and muck it up. We're going to overcomplicate. We're going to make it
influence your dog
way, way more difficult than it actually has to be. Like, I don't know, blogging. And Tim Gillette actually had a good series yesterday, or a good webinar that he did yesterday on blogging and getting some blogging done. I need to reach out to him and see how that went for him. Melissa Reyes says, keep it simple, silly. Silly, I think, would be just as demeaning as stupid, because now you're calling me silly, and
this
I'm not being
serious business. It's not silly.
All today's society has done has made lawyers and psychiatrists and psychologists very rich. And the drug administration, or the pharma companies, big pharma, because we have to take a pill for everything. I'm not feeling good. I'm not really happy, so I'm gonna take this. And I'm not picking on anybody. I know that there are some people that really, really need it, but I think the majority of the people really don't. They just didn't get hugged enough. That's not my words. That's what Jonathan just sat there and told me to say. So
it was in the chat. It was in our private messenger chat, right?
It was in our. I forgot that we are keeping simple anyway.
We don't even know what we're talking about anymore. We're just keeping it simple.
I don't know what we're keeping simple.
Everything.
We're just everything. Let's keep it all simple. Dinner doesn't need to be a 6-course meal. No. Sometimes hot dogs and macaroni and cheese make good. Pat Murray says, even if you say keep it simple, sir, leaves out us gals. That's right. That's right. Oops, I meant to say girls and women. That's right. Females. Oh, wait, no, because now that's derogatory towards, because the word male is in there.
It's exclusionary to all those not. I know.
So tired of keeping up with you people.
And Carlos for the win. Carlos for the win. Keep it simple, Sasquatch.
Yeah, and so now all the Bigfoots. Oh, damn! Now I'm picking on people with big feet. Well, you know what they say about people with big feet. Well, you know what they say about guys with big feet. They have big feet.
They've got big shoes.
You got to go buy big shoes.
I mean,
Melissa says, keeping things simple demeans my ability to understand complex things. That is exactly correct. That's right. Now we got to throw the whole damn thing out. Now we're going to come up with something completely different because now you may not understand, quantum mechanics. I don't need to. But I do know one thing. I can 10x the type of phrase. And damn it, I can own a Lamborghini too.
It's like you're smart shaming.
Oh, don't even get me started on the gyms, especially the one that's got the purple logo. Can I name names here? Will Facebook name Planet Fitness? One of their mottos is basically no shaming. And so they make that very evident. So what they do is they cater everything down to a level where it's okay if you can't do this. Or if you don't want to do this, you can do this. You know what? If you go into the gym, you're going to work out, do not bring 2 boxes of Bojangles. And please stop offering Fruit Loops in your vending machines. We're here to get healthy.
You mean like when you have to actually degrease the workout machines because of the amount of fried chicken grease that was on it? Because they strategically, now it's great marketing for Bojangles or whatever, fast food chicken or whatever fast food joint there is. They put it right outside the workout institution. It's great marketing. I'm just saying. Hit them while they're down.
I saw the other day a challenged individual space-wise. I don't want to say fat. I don't want to say large.
Ample.
A person that could obviously use some benefits of being at a gym that walked in with 2 boxes from Bojangles and sat down and ate. You're missing the point. Yeah, I know chicken's got a lot of protein.
Yeah.
Not arguing with you there. I eat a lot of chicken.
Go for
You're missing the point.
Say it.
You're fat because of what you're sticking in your mouth. Stop it. If you're that Bojangles person.
You just said it.
And
this is why the podcast never goes out.
Nope.
Every week. Because deleting the whole thing.
You know, it's not the fact that I've lost close to my 50-pound goal so far, and it's not the fact that I've started doing eating healthier and stuff. It's, you know, no, I wasn't in that category. I was in the category of being overweight because of the lack of activity and what I stuck in my mouth. Mm-hmm. I was fat. I was very fat. When I was getting out of breath because I was bending over to tie my shoes when I was sitting down, I had a problem. Sorry, the problem. Don't believe me? There I am.
There you
There's
go.
Big boy.
And now you sold your Lamborghini?
No, I kept the Lamborghini. Are you kidding? And I have the shirt. Barb Tomlin comments and says, Ron Real wins every time. Oh, sorry. That went way too quick. Ron Real does win. Carlos Phoenix says, what are you using to lose weight aside from healthy food? Here's what I'm using to lose weight. I am at the gym doing free weights and resistance. So basically weights, but anyway. Very little of the mouse wheel stuff. And the mouse wheel stuff would be anything, you know, the treadmill, the elliptical, the stationary bikes, there's one contraption, I don't even know what they call it, the step machines and all that type of stuff. Very little of that. It's more free weight training, resistance training. And if you seriously want to lose weight, or if you want to lose weight and you want to lose it at a better pace, then that's what you want to do. And so one of my mistakes in the beginning was I was doing more cardio, so the ellipticals and the treadmills and stuff, and less of the free weights. The reason being is that when you do free weights or resistance training or anything that's causing you to use your muscles right then, your body instantly begins burning fat. Cardio, it takes 15 to 20 minutes for your body to begin burning fat. Well, most people don't do more than probably 20 to 30 minutes. So you really haven't started the fat burning process. You're burning a lot of calories, but you're probably eating more of your actual muscle protein in your body than you are the fat. So doing that. I cut out sugar almost completely. I still have a guilty pleasure every once in a while, but sodas were gone. And I changed what I was eating, and I changed the amount that I was eating. I did go to 6 meals a day for a while.
And stuff? What about pastas and cereals and stuff?
No pastas, so nothing starchy. Starchy is sugar. Mm-hmm. Sugar equals fat. So that's the path that you can follow. You can do it every once in a while. And here's the thing is that you need to understand, one, you didn't get to the size or weight that you are overnight. You're not going to get away from it overnight. There is no miracle pill. There is no miracle diet. There is no miracle workout routine. Everybody's body is unique, and you need to figure out what does work for you. But what you need to do is work it. You've got to be 100% committed all in. And I know that is one of the Grant Cardone-isms. I swear to God, it didn't come from there. What it came from was the fact that I went to the gym and I kind of sat there and flip-flopped around with saying I was going to lose weight. And honestly, I did. I went to the gym for 7 months. I was gaining weight because I wasn't really committed. I wasn't serious. I wasn't all into sitting there doing it. And so I had to drastically change everything. But then as I drastically changed everything, I realized that it's a mindset. And part of the mindset is being okay with where you are, because there's no point in not being okay with the fact that you need to love you for where you are, but you don't have to be in love with staying there. If you want to be different, set your goals, be realistic, and work with what works for you. And the reason I say doing free weights and resistance training is because most people honestly have between 6 and 9 hours a week, maybe, that they can commit to going to like a gym. And I do suggest going to a gym. I don't suggest just doing it at your house. You can do stuff at your home, but it's better when you're involved with everybody.
Does chasing toddlers, does that count as cardio?
Oh my God. Only if you've got a small village like the Tripp household. It probably does, but you need to watch. Well, you don't, but a lot of people need to watch most of the stuff that they're giving their kids because it's loaded in sugar and carbs and all the stuff that turns into fat. And you're taking naps when they're taking naps, so your body's not recuperating. Stuff like that. So, but I mean, my routine, if you asked me, and this is because I have the ability, and I'm very thankful that I have the ability to do this. I am up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:10. I'm up at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday. I am out the door at 4:30 and at the gym by 4:45. And I'm doing 90 minutes at the gym. And that's all weights and resistance. There is no cardio in there. I then worked in doing 2-a-days. So in the afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm back at the gym in the afternoon, and I'm doing cardio, mostly. A little bit of weight, but mostly it's cardio. And I do that for about 60 minutes. So, and then on Saturday, so Thursdays and Sundays are my rest days, and rest days are just as important. Cheat days are extremely important. Otherwise, you will kill yourself mentally. And then Saturdays are half days, but I'm there for 2 hours. So if you add all that up, I think I'm there, 13 to 15 hours a week.
Part-time job.
It is, but I had set certain goals that I wanted to try and achieve, and I've achieved the majority of them. And you need to understand that you don't need to pay attention to the number on the scale, because I have actually plateaued right now. So my scale number goes up and down all the time, and that can get really frustrating. I've gone down from a 40 to a 33, 34 inch waist. And my goal was 34, but now that I've gotten below 34, I may actually hit 32. And here's the funny thing. I can guarantee I haven't bought a 32 sized shorts, pants, anything since I was probably 18, 19 years old. That was a shocking revelation the other day.
That is crazy. That is a transformation. And it's not something it's not just perceived.
6-pack abs, you need to understand that requires you to have 5 to 8% body fat. That's hard to maintain. Mm-hmm. You need to understand that it is the struggle is real. The struggle to get to the level is going to be hard work, but once you are there, it is easier to maintain. So don't you can come down a little bit, but don't stop, because if you stop, then you will rebound and it'll hurt even worse. Barb says, resist gluten foods as much as possible. Coconut oil can work miracles in many ways. And Barb's right. Gluten foods and wheats and stuff like that, like breads and all that type of stuff, stay away from it, or find the diets that incorporate more of that and less of this. It's like everybody got on the kick of the keto diet for a while. That works for some people and it doesn't work for others. If you're going to do something that extreme, you need to understand your body is going to respond in extreme. So let's give a really good example of the keto diet. Keto is very high in fats, mostly good fats, but some of the bad fats, but you're going to get bad fats anyway. Your digestive tract will respond, and you won't think it will be very kind. You'll get used to it and it'll stop responding that way, but it's a very, there are things that you need to understand with that. And just realize that, these people that sit there and talk about 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and all this type of stuff, a lot of them are extreme. I am close to 50 pounds, and it's been seriously since February. So that's 4 months, 5 months, 5 months, 5 months. But again, it's the pace that I could go at, and it's what I found that worked for my body. So,
yeah.
Carlos Phoenix says he used to be a 28 waist till I was 30. Well, good for you. See, and it is very possible for you to get back there. But again, 6-pack abs, and while I would like to have 6-pack abs because I think they'd be cool to look at, I don't think I could maintain 5 to 8% body fat. That would be really. I don't think I could indulge that for very long. I like cookies too much. So anyway, Carlos loves eating his burgers and bread items, but replacing them with lettuce. That's a good thing. You can go very low carb if you take out bread products and just use lettuce. Carlos has a 1-pack ab. Yeah, I had a kegger for a long time. Actually, I had 2 keggers. Donna says, been vegan for 30 plus years, and that can do it as well. Some people attest to the fact that meats are bad. Jeff Adams is here, and he said, just salad and meat for lunch, lots of eggs.
He put the eggs in the frying pan emoji in there.
I see that, and that worked out very well. I'll tell you one thing that has helped out a lot in meal prepping, and that's a big thing that I encourage everybody to do if you are trying to adjust, is to meal prep. And it may be a lot of work, but you'll get used to it, eventually after you get used to doing it. But what it does is it's there. All you got to do is take it out of the fridge or the freezer, stick it in the microwave, and heat it up, and you're good. And that will help reduce the cheat sessions because you're hungry. And you don't have anything ready made, and sometimes healthy food takes a little bit longer than that, hot pocket that you can go reach in the freezer for and stick in the microwave. Jeff says he's cut down carbs for his lunches, salad, all meat for the last month, lost 14 pounds. Good for you, Jeff. And that's another thing when you hear these people or these fad things you know what? I've got a diet that I could put online, and it's not one that I came up with. It's actually something that came out of the military. You follow this diet, and guaranteed in 10 days you will lose 10 pounds. Wow! It's all water that's gone pretty much because of the way the diet is, but you'll lose that 10 pounds. And that's another thing that you don't need to pay attention with, like the scale and stuff, is because your body weight and your body mass can be affected by a lot of different things. So when you work out, your body is going to swell in areas. It's not going to be huge swelling. I'm not talking about you're going to look like freaking Gronk from Goonies. But you're going to have swelling, and the swelling is going to go up and it's going to go down, and that swelling is water, and that water is very heavy. And if you're drinking lots of water is very important, and so that can affect. The best thing to do is when you wake up in the morning, if you want to sit there and look at what your weight is, do it when you first wake up after you go to the bathroom. Because your body has reduced as much swelling as it's going to at that time, and then after you go to the bathroom, you got that type of stuff. So, Carlos said I sold my fat to get the Lambo. No, I had the Lambo when I was fat. Cardio is only burning now. Weight is long term. Actually, cardio is not even burning now, because it still takes up to 20 minutes to start working.
You and all of your instant workouts.
Do what?
Look, I want to buy the membership to the gym, and I want to start losing weight right then.
Yeah, everybody wants the miracle pill too.
Yeah, $5 a month, 5 pounds a month. So for every $5 I spend, that's how much weight I can lose in a month. Right? Does that make sense?
It does.
I mean, it's just like the funnel program.
I love that. I didn't see that. I have to put that one up.
Yeah, I thought you would like that one.
Donna says meat is bad for you, the environment, and the animals. Okay. Okay. I'm making Melissa very hungry. I'm making me hungry too, but I'm realizing that my meal time's coming up.
Yeah, it's because meal time's coming up.
I eat 6 meals a day every 3 hours.
Oh, nice.
I chose to do that.
Do you ever fast? Do you ever do like a 24-hour fast or anything like that?
No. No. Fasting has a result that I didn't want. And so there are some plans out there that, in fact, a lot of your superheroes, they do fastings, and it's really kind of crazy. But most of the time, it's because they're trying to bulk. So, like, what's his name that plays Thor, or
just say Thor. Yeah,
Thor.
We know that's what we really care about. We don't care about the actor.
When he's getting ready for that role, and he's been doing something else. And Dwayne Johnson does the same thing a lot of times. They will do a fast. So what they do is they will eat nothing from like 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening till 6 a.m. in the morning. No, it's longer than that. I think it's
like it has to be, because that's usually like
it's 10 a.m. the next morning. And then from 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m., all they're doing is eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. That's actually really bad for your body, I think. So I don't do that. So, but I know the fasting you're talking about is where you just don't eat anything, and it's pretty much
you don't. Yeah, you don't consume the calories. Like you'll do like it's more of like a cleanse kind of a thing.
Yeah. There are other ways to do a cleanse. If you want to do a cleanse, go do the cabbage soup diet. That'll cleanse you out real quick.
That sounds awful.
Just be prepared to love Charmin. Jeff Adams says, how do you prep? Do I do it on Sunday night? I typically do it Sunday afternoon or Saturday, usually Sunday afternoon. And the reason I do it then is that's just the time I chose. You can prep whenever you want. The way that you prep is you need to figure out anywhere from 3 to 5 days, however many you want to try and prep for. Just realize that if you only do 3 days, then you're going to have to do a second prep at some point. And it also depends on what you fix. And then figure out what it is that you want. So I will prep. And since the majority of my diet includes chicken, I bought a Instapot pressure cooker. I can cook 3 whole chickens in there at once in an hour. And then what I do is I take all the meat off the bones, and then I prep my vegetables. My vegetables vary depending on what's available, but usually it involves spinach. Dark leafy greens are really good. Brussels sprouts. And then I do brown rice, and I do quinoa, mostly. Very little in seasoning. I season it afterwards. And then that's it. And then you just, I have, they're like takeout containers that you get from the Chinese place, if you get the plastic ones. But I use that. And I just prop it and stick it in, and then I'm done. That's meal prepping.
That is kind of cool that works that way.
Yeah. And I can do
a lot of chicken.
And I'll do my breakfast the same way. So I'll go ahead. I'll get like turkey sausage or something if I'm doing something like that, and I'll do my eggs. When I do eggs, I do egg whites. No, I don't buy egg whites in the carton, although I could. There's actually an easy trick to getting the yolk out of the egg white.
Is it the bottle?
Using
the bottle?
Using it like a bottle. So I'll do mostly egg whites because every once in a while a yolk will break and I don't freak out. But I do that because, yes, I know there's more nutrients and protein in the egg yolk, but there's also more cholesterol. And one of my problems was my triglycerides and stuff were really high. So I wanted to get that down. So I do egg whites only. And there's not really that much. Donna says veganism is a lifestyle, not a fad. That is true. That is, you know what? And so is being healthy or fit or whatever. It becomes a lifestyle, which is really what it boils down to. Carlos says he used to do strictly grilled chicken and salad. Yeah, you can do that. Barb Hellman says, after colon cancer, I had to give up red meat. Sorry to hear that. And sorry you had colon cancer, but I'm glad you're a survivor. Had no idea what a benefit that would be. Great move for weight and energy management. Yep. And I don't eat a lot of red meat. It's mostly chicken and fish.
Mm-hmm.
Can't. I eat fast. Kidding. Haha. Stop eating at least 2 hours before going to bed also works wonders. Yes, it does. Also, if you don't want to be up all night peeing because you drank until you went to bed, then stop drinking 2-3 hours before you go to bed.
It's toddler advice.
Melissa Reyes says, that's a great tip, David. Pressure cooking 3 chickens for a food trip. Yep. I love it. And I have an Instapot, but you don't have to buy an Instapot. You can go buy the Pressure Cooker XL. They're all pretty much the same. And in fact, if you have a Sam's Club membership, the Pressure Cooker XL, I think, is $89. Carlos is going to Taco Bell. Chat soon. See you. I love Taco Bell. Drop that chalupa. Melissa Reyes says, food prep. Jonathan said, hate you, Carlos. Why? Do they not have Taco Bells up there in New Hampshire?
I can't eat Taco Bell. It makes me sick. Like I've dropped all fast food. But I still, like, the taste craving's kind of still there. You know what I mean? Like
that's probably because Holly's sitting there putting arsenic poison in your food.
No, fast food.
She's trying to collect on the insurance quicker.
It's like, do you smoke? No. Do you eat fast food? No. Just rates go down.
Carlos says, also sleeping 8 hours works wonders. It does for some people. It's too much for me. If I sleep more than 5.5 hours, I am cranky, and I sleep on average about 5.5 hours. I go to bed about 10, and I get up at 4. So that's that's 6 hours. But by the time I actually get to sleep, it's there.
Yeah.
Melissa says they have a pressure cooker. Awesome. Carlos says he's lost about 6 pounds just with sleeping. That's because you weren't putting any food in your mouth. But no, that's true. I mean, you do need to provide your body the amount of rest, and if you're not, then your body's going to require fuel to go on, and that means that you could be eating some bad things. And Donna says cutting out sugar. Absolutely. Cane sugar, high fructose corn syrup, all that type of stuff. I can agree for me that cutting that out has helped a lot. And the one area is that I no longer have to take anything like omeprazole or Prilosec OTC or anything like that for heartburn. As soon as I cut it out, it was gone. I was shocked. Anyway, until I went and ate that, jalapeno burrito from Taco Bell, and then it was there.
Chalupas.
Oh my gosh! Guess what, Jonathan Tripp? It is noon, and we've been on way too long, and your wife has been walking behind you several times now, outside the window. Time. And I know that you're on the second story.
Yep. Yeah, that she's like.
So it's impressive that she's walking outside the window,
tapping the floor. Be done.
Go eat your lunch. Thanks a lot, everyone, for watching. Mia Voss should be on right about now doing. I haven't gotten a notification of it, but
I think she is on. So hop on over, give her some love.
Go talk to her box. Stephen Healy and the Be Live and 5 mentorship crew will be on at 1, and then Lindsay Badger. You can catch her Sunday nights on YouTube with the PopX Cast, and I can't remember her co-host name again, but anyway,
Joseph Burke.
Who?
Captain Joseph Burke.
There you go. See, I don't have to remember it. Everybody else remembers it for me.
That's right.
And otherwise, Carlos says when you sleep with certain people, when you sleep, certain biological hormones activate, which process the nutrients and permit the loss of weight. Yes. Okay. That was way too much science for me, and I think I failed.
I'm gonna go eat a chicken.
I'm gonna go eat a whole chicken. And then I'm going to go take a nap.
Take care.
Peace. Bye.